knowing if you guys had a scandal and they got wiped away, would you still be okay with that? You said, no.
Is
That's
that
what
your
you.
impersonation of me?
Yeah, okay, maybe that was a little. That was a
Are
little
you
wrong.
kidding me?
Okay,
That
maybe that
was
was a little.
terrible.
Maybe that was a little wrong.
Now, the sideline, forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Another block. One more. Touchdown. No flag.
Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins.
Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa. Can they catch him? No. Donovan Edwards again. The down.
All right. Welcome back. Another episode. There's so much to talk about. We're just going to dive in. Get rid of all the pleasantries. Garrison, we got a bit of a mess on our hands here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The initial story broke, was it Wednesday or Thursday? After we recorded. And
which I was very upset about.
yeah, that was unfortunate
Thursday.
timing.
Yeah.
So the news broke out. If everyone knows the story by now, Michigan is getting accused of breaking NCAA rules, violations by sending staffers to pick up signs, record signs, and as we all know by now, stealing signs is not a crime. It's not breaking the rules. However, sending people on site, recording them is a big problem, big no-no. Happened all weekend. People talked about it over the course of the weekends, talked about on game day, big noon kickoff, talked about before the Michigan game, talked about really by every media platform. And then today, Pete Thamel tweets out saying that Michigan staffer Connor Stallions, who got suspended last week with pay from Michigan, bought tickets for more than 30 games at 11 Big Ten schools over the past 3 years. And then there's also video evidence of sideline taping that's expected to be sent to the NCAA this week. That was caught by stadium surveillance this year. So that came out today. And now I'm frantically figuring out ways that we can spin this, but
they're Bryce, you guys are all trying. Some Michigan fans have actually like Josh Allman, you know who he is on Twitter. He actually just I think he conceded it.
What do you say?
No, I didn't say it up. I didn't free it, but basically, Bryce, he thinks it's bad. He thinks it's gonna be bad. And basically, like there was another Buckeye. He said to me, I think I'm gonna wait for the evidence. I understand that, but sometimes you can see the forest from the trees. Bryce, I wanna unless you're done, I want to read these things for you because I actually want to like read Pete Thamel's tweet that he sent out. So this is what it says. Michigan staffer Connor Stallions bought tickets for more than 30 games at 11 Big Ten schools, like you said, Bryce, over the past 3 years. Also, video evidence of sideline taping is expected. You said all that, Bryce. And
That's
then
right.
You said, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And then here's Clay Hall. He said Justin per ESPN, the NCAA is expected to receive video evidence, of course, like you said, of illegal technology used in scouting tied to tickets purchased by UM employee Stallions, according to sources. An opposing Big Ten school looked up and stated surveillance, of course, like you said. And then the sources of the person in the seat of the ticket purchased by Stallions held his smartphone up and appeared to film the home team sideline the entire game. And he bought tickets also, Bryce, from both on the 50-yard line, on both sides of the stadium.
Yep. That's evidence today. He was supposed to be at the game. I don't know what he would have got from that game on Saturday in Columbus
on a 55K salary. He did that.
So the questions are these, because obviously the optics are not good. It looks really bad. There's some questions that you have to ask. The question is, where'd the money come from? You just mentioned 55K salary. Ann Arbor is not a cheap town, and those tickets aren't cheap tickets. So who paid for them? Who paid for them? The other question dives into the network. So Connor wasn't at these games.
No.
So Connor is an analyst for Michigan, so he sent people to the game. So the question then is there a gray area? What's the gray area there?
There is none. The rule states that if a staffer goes or anyone that has ties to the staffer or allegiance to the university, that is the rule.
Is that the actual? That's the letter of the law. That's actual.
That's literally like we were in the Twitter space earlier. I think before you got there, I'm not sure, but like that's what some of us other fan bases were trying to like just say like what gray area are you talking about? That is the rule. Not verbatim. Like,
do you have the actual?
Here, I'll pull up for you while you talk.
Hold up, because that's the one area that you can maybe find ground to. You can find a loophole in is that if Connor was never at the game, which that's the rule, you can't be at the game. If Connor was never at the game, then who was and what's their tie?
He would be their tie, but that's still
but if they're not part of the staff, if they're not part of the school, then that would technically be a loophole. Now, will that stand? I'm just saying that's one area you can pick on. So I'd have to see the text, and I am not a lawyer. I'm not going to claim to be a lawyer, but I've watched enough Suits to know that.
Good show.
I think that's the one area I'm thinking, okay, wait a second. Can we get out of this? But then the other question too is who paid? So if it comes out that Michigan foot the bill in some way, shape, or form, whether Harbaugh knew it directly or not, that's a problem. Then that's a whole nother animal. This sucks.
And I did want to point this out to someone because they said, well, what if Harbaugh didn't know? I said, well, yeah, there's a chance that Harbaugh didn't know. Now, something this big, I doubt you don't know. I doubt that you don't know.
And NCAA rule. Oh, go ahead. I was
gonna say something different probably. But I was gonna say, but at the end of the day, based off what's been happening right now, and there's still another investigation going on right now. You know, this is a lack of control of your program. That it's either you know it or it's a lack of control.
We'll jump on that. I don't think it's a matter of Harbaugh knowing or not. Plus, in the eyes of the regulatory bodies, however you want to describe that, it's always assumed the head coach knows. That's just kind of I think that's actually part of the rules or part of how they approach things. It's that you assume the head coach knows whether or not he got an email, got a text, or there's actual proof that he knew about this. It's just you're the head coach. You're expected to know this. When it comes to the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, I think he's many things. I mean, you and I were texting about this last night. He's a weird dude. He's a tough person to be with. He does not do great with media. He does not play well with others in many ways.
Yep.
But Jim Harbaugh is not a liar. That's the one thing I think we can all say. Now, maybe you can't say that, but I think it's fair to say he's not a liar.
Okay.
And he came out and adamantly denied these charges and allegations the day of. So Garrison, I might put on my amazing blue glasses and look through it at this lens, just hoping and praying and scratching for the greatest news I can find or any semblance of good news.
Right.
But I will take solace in the fact that I don't think he's lying, and I don't think he really knew. So we'll see. We'll see.
I will say this. Another good early Gaddyism. You don't always have to lie to be deceitful.
Yeah. So, but pushing, finding the gray areas. Again, we're getting into legal talks here. Finding the gray areas, which he's been doing ever since day one with the satellite camps, with not being cooperative. Like he pushes the limits with the NCAA. He's been doing that since he started.
Yeah.
That's what he's always been doing. So if you want to call that being deceitful, fine. But in the eyes of the law, I think that's probably another thing. I also think he's not that stupid, Garrison. I think if he knew about this is stupid. This is just plain downright stupid. I don't think he's stupid.
Bryce, I don't think most coaches are stupid guys, and I've seen a lot of them do some stupid stuff. I've seen a lot of them do some stupid stuff, man. Trust me. I would know. I'm a Buckeye.
I know.
I think Jim Tressel's a great man of faith, and a very smart. Like, to be a president of a university, you had to be a smart person to an extent, I guess.
Buckeye fan, do you think NCAA is out to get Harbaugh at all, or is that
Yeah.
Michigan fans just
No,
searching? Okay.
they are. Yeah, yes, but there's reason. There is reason.
Well, yeah. Oh, he's pushed the boundaries with them since day one, of
Mhm.
course.
So I mean, it is what it is, man. Like
is.
a place to big games, you get super rewards.
I think it's an adamant game. I think this is one of those things because we all know this. We all know the rule is a rule that was put in place in the 90s. I'm not saying that it means you can break the rules, but the rule was put in place in the 90s to allow schools or to prevent schools that could afford the resources to go scout and prevent them from doing that. That's the reason for the rule. So that rule is going to eventually change. It's going to change whether the rule just gets simply abolished, removed, or it's going to change if they bring in new technologies like the NFL's got the headsets. This rule is going to change after this whole episode. We know that for sure. So then it's like, all right, well, how does Michigan get impacted by that? Are they going to be like Ohio State was with the tattoos, where if that happened today,
this is no, Bryce. This is worse than the tattoos.
No, I'm just saying like it's a rule change because I don't care what anyone says. I don't think that affects the on-field performance.
But Bryce, I'm sorry. Let's be intellectually honest for everyone that's watching this show. Okay. He bought tickets to the Ohio State Penn State game.
Yes.
So what do you? This is something that's going on. It's currently going on. So this is not like no. This affects the season to an extent. This affects the season.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I guess I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying it's still. Michigan still. Like that, what he was doing over the past 2 years, I don't think mattered. Or last 3 years. let's all agree that let's remove any wins from 2020. That season doesn't count. Let's all wipe that one away.
The film didn't work that year.
No, it didn't. He was still learning.
Oh man.
So I don't know. I think the one thing that really frustrates me beside all that is the NCAA is leaking this stuff. Like this is getting out. And that's annoying. And Michigan can't say a word. That's annoying.
What you gotta remember, Bryce, the whole reason it got leaked was because like they found this out. I forget who said this. It was on ESPN Saturday, and they said that they were going to the NCAA did not expect to come out with this, but the schools were planning to. The programs were planning to in the Big Ten. So they said screw it, and now they're going full bore with it. Because I'm guessing, Bryce, they've had this information for some time. Clearly, they did.
Why didn't they take it to the NCAA?
No, Bryce, I do think that they are leaking this information now. I'm saying this all started because the rumor was there were Big Ten schools that were threatening to come out with this stuff. They were already to the point of it.
So why didn't they? Why did they wait until now? Why is it going to go down like this? I guess I don't understand that.
Because the NCAA has more teeth than the programs do themselves.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's the way that's happening and the way it's just setting the narrative and it's creating things that may be true, may not be true. Of course, they're looking like they are becoming more true.
Let me ask you a question, Bryce. If I was to give you a scale, which way are you leaning towards right now? That this is not true or this is true?
Well, I don't think you can deny it. You got to obviously define that. I don't think you can deny it's true or not. Like there are points of the story that are true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, but what if you want to talk about what's true and not true, right? Then we're getting into what the rules state.
Yeah.
Example being what constitutes like with Connor being there, not being at the games, but sending people to the games.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the issue? Can they be there? The other question you got to answer is what's happening with that footage.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. If you are telling me that they had that footage and they are clearly sending it to him,
is the other? And I have no idea. Is Connor sending these guys out? They're putting together a report, sending it back to Connor. Connor sending it.
Well, they said the person that was in the seat that they had the video surveillance of had their phone out the whole game.
Yeah. So if it's not a Michigan staff member and then he records it, he takes it back to his house, he puts up a full report, doesn't send any footage, sends the report in a nice PDF to Connor, who sends it up the chain, is that a violation?
Yes, because they're seeing it to a future opponent.
But they're not sending videos.
No, Bryce, you still can't scout future opponents like that. Like Bryce, here's the thing. No matter how you point it out, no matter how,
Right, go ahead.
and by the way, the NCAA has the rule, Bryce. You don't have to be completely guilty for them to punish you.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They haven't come out and said if this is level 1 or level 2.
Level 2.
They haven't said that though.
It's literally we were literally talking about in the space earlier. And I swear I heard it the other 4 days ago. It's level 2.
Oh, I thought this wasn't announced yet. All right, we'll have to look at that. Well, it's confirmed. We'll get back. But I thought they didn't say anything yet. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying. I mean, look, no matter how you look at it, Bryce. I mean, the fact that it is known that he bought tickets to the Ohio State Penn State game. Now, you already. That means that if you did that, then we know you did it beforehand.
Yeah,
So
but again, Garrison, if he bought tickets but he didn't go to the games, and we don't know whether or not sending somebody else to the game is a violation.
I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find the actual NCAA rule. It's hard to find.
Yeah,
but I can still talk through it and
because that's the thing. If it's said that hey, your first point of contact to a staff, that means you're part of. That means you break the rule. Then yeah, they broke the rule. But if there's no clarity on that, that's a loophole. That's a workaround.
You guys are trying so hard right now.
We are.
It's beautiful.
All right.
It's
Well,
beautiful.
We got a lot to talk about, so we don't have to spend all the time.
Yeah. Let's see. We can move on.
Keep looking. The one thing I'll say is the punishment is going to be interesting because the NCAA moves slowly. This might not be resolved till 2026, but could the Big Ten conference come out and say you can't compete in the Big Ten championship, assuming we win out? That could happen. Then could you say the playoff committee doesn't give them a spot because of that either? So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen because I think you're right. It affects the integrity of the game, which it does and it doesn't because everyone's stealing signs, but they're breaking a rule that is tied to the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
I say that's so tongue in cheek. Because I think we still would have held you to 3 points last year, no matter what, even though you did know that we steal the signs, you changed the signs, and we still held you to 3 points last year. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. Big Ten could come out, say
If you somehow, I guess so. Sure, why not? I can care less about the last year's game.
Last thing I'll say then, just because we don't know the long term here, but if nothing happens this year and we do win it all,
Bryce, that's getting vacated.
I could give two craps. I'm gonna wear the shirt. I'm gonna say we won. I don't care.
Even knowing you had a competitive advantage.
We had any.
And you know what's funny? And you know what's funny, Bryce? I have asked you before. I said I don't remember your answer, but I asked you if you. And I could have swore you no. And you said no. And I asked you, Bryce, if knowing this. Oh, everyone, this is. I forget which episode it is. I will find it because we recorded this. I asked you, Bryce, if you guys had a scandal and it got wiped away, would you still be okay with that? You said, no.
That's what your impersonation of me?
Yeah, okay, maybe that was a little.
Are you
wrong.
kidding me?
Okay,
that was terrible.
Maybe that was a little wrong. But you said that you would look at it differently, Bryce. That's what you told me.
I think I said I'm pretty sure I said the opposite. I said I would take a natty.
I'll check the tapes. I'll check the tapes.
I'm pretty confident I said I'd take the natty no matter what. I don't care if no matter what happens. So that's my stance. I just hope it doesn't get taken away from this year because I think we have the best team in recent history that we've ever had. And as long as we can play, and if we get to that point, it all happens. Take it away. I don't care. I'm hanging the banner in this office. NCAA is a joke. In 5 years, NCAA won't even matter. So
Your program is a joke.
you're a joke.
And that's what you guys get for hiring a Marine. I'm sorry, a Maureen. But
Well, I'm not going to disrespect those that served, nor should you.
I'm sorry, who? I did what?
Don't
Yeah, okay.
disrespect those that served.
Big Navy. Big Navy.
So yeah, I absolutely love the legal experts on both sides on Twitter. It's fantastic. I can't refresh fast enough.
Yeah, it's hilarious right now. This is one of the better days on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How do you feel after that game?
Felt good. I feel really good. You know, was it the way we wanted to be on offense? No, could have been better. Cal McCord, 22 for 35, 286 yards, touchdown, no pick, but had a QBR of 87.2. He is fifth in college football with an 87 QBR. So I guess he was consistent. Uh, you know, we didn't run the ball that well. 41 rushes for 79 yards. Okay, and that's with the sacks, a touchdown. Mayan Williams was 24 for 62 yards, 2.6 per and a touchdown. Bryce, he had some very important runs in that game that we really needed. Like he made it happen in that game. Biggest story, of course, the biggest story is Marvin Harrison Jr. because he probably was the difference in this game. 11 catches, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. and JT Tuimoloau have ownership and stake in the program of Penn State. They Olufashanu got destroyed by him all game. The left tackle is going to be the first. He's going to be the first left tackle taken in the draft. Our secondary is the best in the nation, even when we didn't have Burke. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there was a lot of things that Penn State did wrong. Play call wise, Bryce going into the game, I told you they don't have the wide receivers. I told you that. And I think everyone else knew that. They weren't. I told you they're not explosive enough to get past our DBs. I don't know if anyone in the nation is, if I'm being completely honest with you. A lot of our guys made plays, bro. Like there was a play where they tried to run a slant, and they might have actually taken it to the house. Josh Proctor, what does he do? Jump in there, bats the ball down, coming up from the safety spot because they were in zero coverage. That defense, Bryce, is the best in the nation. And I'm very comfortable with saying that because if a Michigan fan was to say they do, fine, go ahead, say it if you want. Where I differentiate, where I make a difference in this is the fact that we play teams with pulses. If you want to bring up a 6-1 UNLV team, please, by all means, be my guest. We have 2 top 15 wins this season, 1 on the road, and 1 still a top 10 team in Penn State. We did that. At the end of the day, we had the best resume in college football, and it's bar none. Bar none. And we're doing it in a way people didn't think we could do it. And I heard Josh Pate say this and tweet this, and I've been on this for some time now. I've asked people, why do people think Lincoln Riley is a better coach than Ryan Day? Like it's very confusing to me. And he said the difference between what shows an elite coach or the elite, like a coach that can be elite, is someone who makes the necessary changes in his program and on his team. Ryan and puts the right guys in the positions and for coaching. He has been doing that. You see Lincoln Riley, bro. It's one of the first things Ryan Day did was get rid of Grinch the first time he became the head coach. You see what he's doing at USC?
Alex Grinch.
Not a dog. Alex Grinch. Thank you. Not a doggone thing. He sucks.
So you're saying the thing that separates Day from Riley is that he hired Jim Knowles?
He didn't. Bryce, he didn't just hire Jim Knowles. He fired everyone from Urban staff, and most of them at least a good a big portion of it. He brings in guys like Eliano he just brings in guys, Bryce, that weren't there, and this has been fixed in a span of 3 years. Actually, in 2 years, because Jim Knowles is Jim Knowles' second year.
Yeah, right.
You got to remember, Bryce, 2018 is probably one, if not one of the worst defenses in Ohio State history. That was Urban Meyer's team and staff. They stayed on staff in 2019, but that was when we fired Alex Grinch. Like, it's a lot of things Ryan Day does that a lot of coaches have to do. And I told you, I think before the season started, one thing, I mean, well, we'll see what happens with the investigation, but one thing I thought that Jim Harbaugh did was he reinvented his program and his staff. And that is what Ryan Day had to do the same, and he's been doing that.
Yeah, I said Ryan Day needed to, when he took over, because no one really knew who he was before, unless you were part of the Ohio State program.
Right.
He needed to just keep the machine running, and that's I say that and you're gonna be like, oh, you're not giving me credit, and from the sense of like building and rebuilding, obviously no, I'm not, but sustaining is almost as important, and you have to give him credit for doing that. The recruiting has probably only improved, if not stayed consistent, and then the bringing in a DC like Jim Knowles was the right move. And now is it just a question of now of can he give away control of the offense?
Okay,
is he get back in control? You tell me.
Here, wait, hold on, real quick. I want to address something. Here's the truth of the matter.
Oh, did I trigger you with the rebuilding?
After that 2014, 2015 championship year, the program was not the same, and Michigan is not what it is now. Bryce, the program right now is in better hands for the last 3 years with Ryan Day than it was from the year of 2015 and on with Urban Meyer. That is fact. That is fact. And what people always want to point out was Urban Meyer didn't lose to Michigan. Okay, well, Urban Meyer didn't face one of some of Michigan's best teams ever, which we both agree they are. Because people think it's that Ohio State has lowered down. No. Michigan leveled up. That's what it is. Michigan has leveled up. What you don't, Bryce, and it's like when people say, oh, Ohio State's going to have 3 losses this year, blah, 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 blah. The guy is 52-2 in the conference. He doesn't lose to anyone else in this conference. I understand people like, listen, I'm not saying Ryan Day is a better coach than Urban Meyer, but there's nothing you can point out that says I'm not right when I say the program is in a better place in Ryan Day's hand than it was after the national championship year with Urban Meyer. After the championship with Urban Meyer, Bryce, you get curb stomped by Iowa, you get curb stomped by Purdue, you still lose to Michigan State. You don't win playoff games. You're not competitive in the playoff game. I'm sorry, he made it to one more playoff game. He wasn't competitive. He got blanked.
Yeah, how many? So he obviously you won. You made it to 2 in 14-15, and then he lost to Clemson. How many other playoffs did he make it to? 18? No, he didn't make an 18.
Hold up.
Made it in 16, but that was when you got lost to Clemson. Come on, you database. You should know these things off the top of your mind.
I want to say he made it 3 times, but I think it's actually 2.
He only made 2 playoffs? No. Urban Meyer?
I said I want to say 3. I want to say 3, but it could be 2. I want to say 3, Bryce. I want to say 3. So 2014 won the national championship. 2015 he didn't make it because I think Michigan State went.
Yeah, that was a bogus year.
And then
no respect for that program.
And then 2016 he made it, lost 31-0. Bryce, he's been to the playoff twice.
Wow. That's there. Okay, you're onto something, Garrison. You are onto something there because Michigan was not who they are now. You have to go back and look at the West. I don't know how the rest of the West was. Wisconsin, I'm assuming, was competitive, but Penn State was Penn State.
Right.
They haven't changed.
Oh my. Sorry, I'm changing my light here. It was a little bright. Continue.
So yeah, that's it. All right.
Oh, and the recruiting got better. You
guys started finally paying, which is smart.
We're good for us.
Yeah.
We had the number 1 corner in the 25 class at the game. He said, Ohio State's a clear front runner. Clear front runner.
What do you make
you
of?
know,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to change the subject a little bit because I want to get your thoughts on
No, please do.
another coach. So I
Well,
was almost calling.
before we do that,
Yeah.
I I just want to point this out because I stopped myself from talking about being the best defense in the nation. Bryce, that offense didn't in the second half, I think didn't see this red zone all game until the second half, last drive of 70 yards. That wow.
Yeah, defense. The
It's
defense
legit.
is legit. Yeah, no, I say, hey, what Michigan fan has said that for the last couple of weeks now?
Thank
you.
I don't think you saw this coming.
No, I told you. I said you'd blow them out.
No, you actually
did. I did. I put the helmet on and I laughed.
But I don't think you thought that we would have them at 6 points in the fourth quarter with 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, no, I thought I would have taken the over in the game. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good, man. I thought
one for 16 on third down.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of, again, you heard me just say it. I think Ohio State's defense is legit. I was shocked at the lack of adjustments the Penn State offense coordinator made.
Talk about it, Bryce. Talk about it.
I didn't think they helped Aller at all.
Starts with a wire. You're rich like that.
But I don't think Aller got helped out. I thought there was a few times where they hit some tight ends. I thought they had some success with the tight ends in the first half, but there was no creativity. And I get it. Like, Buckeyes, you guys made some plays. You guys made some plays, some tip balls that can take away.
We were in his face all game. All game.
Yeah, he just never felt comfortable back there. And part of that is coaches need to help. Other part of that is the defense is just breathing down your neck and there's nothing you can do. So I was very disappointed in Franklin. But at the same time, I don't know why. I should have expected that. Like he's 1-8 or 1-9.
Not 9.
1-9.
9.
Don't even put yourself in the same conversation. I think you guys should have felt so disrespected to be jumped by them all season long. That was crazy.
Bryson, I kept asking, and I think you saw it too. You were kind of wondering too, like, what is it that people think Penn State is better than Ohio State this year? And that whole Drew Aller Common Core conversation, you can throw that out the window. Yeah, he has Marvin Harrison Jr.
So I thought that was the difference maker. And they said that on Klatt talked about that.
He was. He's the best player in the nation.
Yeah. Penn State didn't have a Marvin Harrison Jr. And I don't think
it would have mattered.
I feel like you're knocking Marv there.
No, I'm not. I think and Josh Pate feels the same way. He doesn't think it would matter. Aaron Murray felt the same way. It wouldn't have mattered. That Ohio State secondary is better than Penn State's. That Ohio State front seven is better than Penn State's. It is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I would give Marv a little more credit there, but I see what you're saying.
He would get his, but it's not like that.
Yeah. Some of the schemes, give Day credit. Some of the schemes that he opened things up in the second half that long, because you guys were dead in the water. Like you guys couldn't get anything going either on offense. And then he ran some crossing patterns, freed up Marv. I think there's one where Kalen King backed off. And the safety was supposed to come over, and then I think the linebacker got held up or something, which freed up Marv for like a 30-yard gain. So give credit to Vanilla Bread for scheming up plays to get your best player the ball.
Vanilla Bread has the highest winning percentage against top 25 teams in college football of any coach.
I've said enough good things about Ohio State. I'm done now. I'm already sick to my stomach as it is. Who's the best quarterback in the Big Ten?
Oh, JJ right now.
Okay, thank you.
I think a lot of that has to do with, like I said, I think his play warrants that. The schedule does help. Like I understand that, but his play warrants it right now. Like I said, I texted it to you. I don't think the run game is there. I don't think the offensive line is all that great. I don't. He's making plays despite of that. Now, I think that does give me some, not concern, I guess, but some joy knowing what my defense has.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair criticism. That was the one bad thing from the game is the inability to run the ball. I don't think Michigan State's got the D lineman that they used to have. And I went back and watched, and you can always say, oh, they stacked the box, but I don't think it was as purposeful as games in past have been. So I think the run game needs some work. So we got to figure that out
Yeah.
when we go to
And
Happy Valley.
I have no problem with him being the Heisman front runner. Now, do I think he would be in New York today? No. But by end of the year, because of the games he has ahead, I understand him being the front runner. Now, I still think Penix, and I don't think he's better than all these guys. I think Penix and Bo and all these guys are better than him.
I don't know how you can say that, but
But I mean, hey, he's playing. Listen, he's playing what's on the schedule. Every
he's
good
playing.
quarterback except for Bo has had a bad game.
Yeah,
but Bo has a loss. But I'm not going to punish Bo for that loss. So
no, we're not sure you. No, Bo's. I think Oregon's a legit football team. That we were talking about that. What teams do you think give our teams the greatest competition? And Georgia, Oregon, Washington. Not even just because they almost lost to Arizona State. I don't know about Washington. I still got to watch more. I'm not saying they're not, but I got to watch more. I don't know how legit that defense is yet. I think it's good. It's good.
For who?
Washington.
I think it's good, but I don't know if it has another gear.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't know if they have another gear to take it to the next level, but we'll see. They might. Yeah, man. What a day. What a roller coaster of all the emotions. Again, I'll be sad. I'll be really sad if this stops this year.
Bryce,
finish out the season and we win it all.
I'm gonna burn down your program. I'm going.
Oh, you're going to?
Well, at least verbally burn it down on here with you. I am going to just.
If we get postseason bans this year, I will not. The show is all yours. I will not be part. I'll have one last episode and then I'll be done. And you can just take it.
I have Article 11.6.1 right here.
Okay.
I found it. Let me read it for you.
Yes.
We got a little bit. I'll skim through it. In-person scouting. Here we go. Same event, the same site. An institutional staff member may scout future opponents. Also participating.
Say that again.
I think it's a typo. It says same event at the same time. An institutional staff member may scout future opponents. Also participating in the same event at the same time.
Okay, so institutional staff member. Okay,
but you can't go. That's the difference.
Yeah.
To the game.
Yeah. All right. So we got a minute left here.
Yeah.
We talk about this more again.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my final stance. Here's Bryce's statement on the Scarlet and Blue show. I think that Harbaugh is not that dumb. I think Harbaugh has his legal team reading the rule books. I think he's playing in a deep, deep gray area, and we're gonna see. I can be wrong.
He's playing with fire. He's playing with fire.
He's playing with fire, but I don't think he's that dumb to blatantly break the rules. We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right, brother.
I can't wait.
Yeah, whatever. Go Blue.
OH.